Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you are in the world. Your boy JJ right here once again, JJ's PC Builds. Today, I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at PC Part Picker right here on the inner blue. So let's head over to PC Part Picker and get started with that. So we're going to go ahead and flip the screen and we're going to go right at it. So here we go. And here we are at PC Part Picker. What I like to do is I like to get started with, we can go to the builder. This is the builder section. I've always said choose your motherboard. Okay, I'm going to say choose your motherboard for the simple fact is that I choose it first before I choose the processor, because I want to know the spectrum of the least, the smallest processor to the biggest processor. I want to know what the motherboard can handle between the smallest and the biggest. And my first motherboard choice is going to be the Asus Prime B550 MA/CSM for $119.99, $120. I like the Prime boards myself. They do really well, I think. Okay, now that I picked up the motherboard, now we're going to pick the CPU for this. Okay, so now we're going to pick a CPU. Okay, so they got the 5600 for $139. They got a 5600X for $167. They got the 5700X for that. They got the 5500. They got the 5700G. I would always like to back myself up when it comes to that. The 3.8 gigahertz down on the low, and it's going to get between 4.5 and 4.7 gigahertz on the boost. It says 4.6, but the Ryzen 5 5600G gets approximately 4.6 already. It says it does. This one does 4.4. Does 4.6. I already tested it out. So this is going to get at least 4.7 or 4.8. It's a 65 watt chip. So that means you don't have to use a big heat sink for it. You can get away with the small one. And it's also got built-on Radeon graphics as a backup if you ever decide to go that way. So, but for me, I would decide to go that way. Truthfully, I would. I would get that right there. So, it's an 8-core 16-thread processor. So looking at the price, we're only at, with the motherboard and the processor, we're only at $298. That's not bad. Everybody's going to say that I should never do this route, buy the small ones, and you got all these new ones coming out and everything else. Well, those new ones don't have, and get this, the new ones, the new AM5 series, the drivers still got bugs and everything has not worked out. What I'm saying is, if I was going to buy this here, I would buy something that I know that the drivers are seasoned, they're ready to go. I can just plug and play everything. Add a little bit of drivers to it, do the software, boom, I'm on the race. So it's basically, if you want to have it to where it's almost ready out of the box for you, then that's the best way to go. So let's say CPU cooler. Okay, let's say we want to do a CPU cooler. Let's bring the price down to $31. Okay, this will give us a good idea. 15, 2000. I'm looking at the RPMs. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm looking at the RPMs that it'll go up to. The Gravity 2, that's too high of dBs. That's way too high in dBs. Let's see. Oh. But that's way too high in dBs for the price that it's at. And 1500 RPMs is not enough. Arctic Freezer. This is 2000 RPMs. This is 3600 RPMs. That would be cool. That would be cool right there. Yeah. This would be cool right here for $22.99. Let's add that up. I mean that's not too bad for, a small sunk-in cooler if you're deciding to do that, because that'll definitely keep that 5700G cool. That'll keep it nice and cool. You don't need nothing big because it's only 65 watts. I mean, now let's choose the memory for this. You want to put some bling to it right here. Let's make sure right here. This is perfect right here. Look at this. $109 for 32 gigabytes. This is a 2-stick right here. So that's all you need right there. I mean, the Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro, 32 gigabytes, 2x16, DDR4, 3600, clock 18 memory. Perfect. Later on down the road, you can always go back, and if you want to add it again, another $100, and guess what? You got 64 gigs of RAM, all slots filled. Perfect. Okay, storage. Let's go to the storage. Let's not cost ourselves a ton of money. Okay. Let's see. They got 9 out of 10 chances everybody wants to put the best and the baddest in there. Okay, you got 2 slots. Remember this. You got 2 slots. So you always can go and get the best of the best. I mean, let's price it down. Let's see. Let's bring the price down to the $70 range and see what we come up with. See, now this right here, this is part of what we're going to do. I mean, right here you can get a 1 terabyte, but I would suggest you get the Crucial P2 1 terabyte, or the P3. P3 is just as good, or you can keep going down the road and keep looking to see if you can find something like the Crucial MX500. They got the whoa right here. They got but that's a mechanical drive. That's a 2 terabyte mechanical drive for $40. That's not too bad if you're looking for a mechanical. Let's say you want to go 4 terabyte on a mechanical, then that's not too bad right there. The Seagate Barracuda, that's 4 terabytes. That'll be good for your gaming. Let's see, the P3. Let's see, let's just do, so we can save ourselves some confusion, M.2 400. Okay, let's just save ourselves the confusion, and let's pick a good one. Get a 1 terabyte right here, the Kingston. They got it for $52.99. It's PCIe 4.0 X4, so that's a good match. And then add additional storage drives. Then we go back to the price of, let's say we want to get 4 terabyte for $67.98. So now you got 5 terabytes, 5 terabytes of hard drive space. 5 terabytes. Now, and we're going to keep going down the road, see what else we need, and then we'll sum it up and I'll tell you all what I think. Alrighty, and we're summing it up. Let's see. Video card, we kind of decided what we want to do with the video card. Let's just get on it. Let's say we're looking for, let's say we're going to put in a 4070 Ti. So let's say we put in a 4070 Ti, right? You got the MSI X Trio, or they got the Trinity, they got the Venus X30C. I want you to look at this very carefully. Okay, so look at the Trio and look at this. See, for $829, you're going to spend more for less amount of frequency. So we're best off to go with the right here. The GeForce RTX 4070 Ti MSI Gaming X Trio for $819, which I would say that would be a good deal. That would be a good graphics card. Okay, now cases, you probably, if you have your own case to put this in, then you can save yourself on the cost. If you have your own power supply, you can save yourself on a power supply. And then, we'll work our way down the road. Say you don't have a case, let's just look for a case and move the goal lines down. Let's say we want to move it down to $45. Okay. Now this is how I did it. I mean, I went and looked at this. Not the crappiest cases, but I've looked at the better $49 cases. That's not the kind of cases we want. So what we're going to do is we're going to look for less than $100. Let's say we're going to look for less than $100. They got the NZ XTH510. They got the Fantech Eclipse P300A Mesh. That looks like a good one. Let's have a peek at the case. Oh, I like that case. Yeah, I like that case. Looks like it comes with the fan or two. Yeah, see, I like that case. For $59, you know what? Let's add that. I'm going to break in here real quick and tell you something about the PC case I got. I went to eBay and got one for $49, $49.99, $50. It's not a bad case, but it's not like the one that I just showed you. That's pretty good. But in truth and reality, back then, 3 or 4 months ago, they didn't have this case that I showed you. So basically I went with the second best. I mean, it comes with the glass front, you know, and I kind of got to do a little remodeling on that case, but the case that I just showed you was a really good case. So that is a really good option, especially if you want to deck it out in RGB and everything else. It'd be best to get your own fans. But let's get back to the video. To the cart. So do remind you, you can get fans, a whole pack of fans on Amazon for like less than $30, and comes with the remote and everything. If you want to save yourself time and aggravation, just connecting it directly, the fan controller to the power supply. You don't even have to use the motherboard. You get a remote, boom, you're done. I mean, for $30 extra. Let's say you got to choose power supply and you want to stay at less than $100. What can you find for less than $100? You go right here where the wattage is. You can see everything else. You can see the gold ratings. Let's see, right here. They get an APEVA, Signature, ATX 80 bronze, 1050 watts for $72. I don't know that brand, so I'm not familiar with it, so I wouldn't recommend something to you if I don't know the brand. Okay, now when I know the brand, then that'll be a different story. But it only looks like, you know, if you want 1,000-watt power supply, you know, it's looking like those are the only ones that you can get as 1,000-watt power supply. I mean, let's have a peeky look. That's not too bad. But it's got the ketchup and mustard kind of things there. For the kind of build you're doing, you probably want to stay up into the 1,000-watt range. So basically, you're going to have to think about going a little bit higher on your let's try at 155 and see what comes up. Let's put like let's see, let's narrow it down to 80 plus gold, or wattage, we'll narrow it down to 1,000 watts. So this will give us a better idea. You'd be good to get away with an 850 watt power supply. You know, you probably could get away with an 850 watt power supply. So looking at it, what can we get that's in the good prices of 850 watts? That's not going to break the bank. You can go right here, the Corsair RM8 right here. It's a white and black, so that's good. We'll go ahead and add that. That's an 850 watt, 80 plus gold. Say you got to choose the operating system. It would be best, instead of choosing the operating system on PC Part Picker, to go with SD CD keys or something like that. I'm sure I'm sure there's many different ways to get operating systems. So if you want to save yourself a couple bucks, just wait on the operating system. Don't get it on PC Part Picker because it's just going to be too much. I'm sure we'll find a link for you for SSD CD keys to where you can get it for like 30 bucks. So save your money and don't spend it, buying the original like that. So looking at the total, with other accessories and everything else, you can look at a $1,500 computer system right there for 1,500 bucks. You could probably knock off 50 bucks here or there and make it a solid 1,500. That right there is kind of mid-level gaming. You could probably knock the RAM off and go down to 16. 16 gigabytes. CL 3600, the 3600 CL16 you could probably go down to, and get that 50 bucks knocked off. So I mean, let's go ahead and do that. And let's say we knock it down to see right here. See how the price just changed? That's below $1,500, and that's with the graphics card. That's with the an NVIDIA, the RTX 4070 Ti. I mean, that's not too bad neither. Let's say you don't really want the 4070 and you just want to rock it with the iGPU. Let's say you want to do that and knock that off. Okay, there's your bill. Let's say you already got your case. You don't need a case. Let's say you already got your power supply that's from your old case and it works the same. Okay. And all you needed was your hard drives and your RAM, your motherboard. Let's say you don't need the cooler. You already got one. And you just need the processor. Right there. Less than $500. There's your whole PC right there. Less than $500. And truthfully, do you really need the product key for Windows? No, you don't. You only need it if you wanted the extra features for your visualizations, like to unlock your color corrections and stuff like that, and like your wallpaper. But you can get around that too. You can get around the wallpaper thing and download all what you want to use for wallpaper into one folder. Highlight all, right click, and set them all to desktop all at one time. Boom! It turns it automatically into a slideshow. Okay, let's say you want to use Aurora Sync. Watch the screen. We're going to go ahead and we're going to enable Aurora Sync. And we're going to set that for display 1. And let's say, we want to turn it on. We're loading it up right now for you. There we go. Now, You can do your own virtual desktop. If you get the Asus motherboard, you get a virtual desktop. Okay? I mean, do you really need any special wallpaper? Asus has got plenty of them, so I really wouldn't worry about that. That watermark that Windows leaves, because that doesn't really bother you. It doesn't affect any part of the computer. I've been running without a product key to do testing and everything else, and you know what? I haven't had any problem. One of these days, Microsoft will say, yeah, you need to buy a product key, but today, I don't think so. If you're on Windows 10, then rock it with Windows 10. But caution, if you go to Windows 11, you're best off to get the CD key, the product key for Windows 10, and then upgrade to Windows 11. Just keep that in mind. So you really don't need that extra little bit that Microsoft has. You'll have the iGPU off of the Ryzen 7 5700G. It's an 8-core processor, so you'll be rocking it with that for $178. So you figured right there. So you take, and if you would have bought, let's say, one of the newer video cards, say it's about $900, and you minus $178 from it. Oh. You save yourself $722 there alone on a graphics card, just by rocking it with the iGPU, which I'm recording on, and I'm doing everything without a graphics card. If you're trying to save yourself on a budget and you just want something to do some low budget gaming and stuff, then this is the best way to go for low budget. If you want to do something really low budget, for $468. I mean, you can do that for $468. But that was just to let you know you can do that instead of paying that big old price on a big old graphics card that you'll probably end up never using to the max, because you'll be so busy and everything else, and you don't have time to game. And when you do have time to game, the games you play are mid-level games, and kind of think about it. You got two ways you can go about it. One, you can add a graphics card to a system like that, or you can take away the graphics card and run it on a lower setting. It'll be a little bit lower in the gaming settings, but there have been other videos about people doing studio, creator content and stuff with that kind of processor. So that's a processor in the right direction for you. But anyway, this video is getting way too long. If this is your first time here, make sure you subscribe. We're still working up to the 1,000 subscribers and the 4,000 watch hours. So we're going to jump out of here, and y'all have a great day, and we will see you again on the next video.